I tried to pick people that were somewhat involved, but I didn't want to pick the same people that I had put aside last time, aka in the last news video, because I'm in a bit of a rush. We're making a bit of a haste to get the video up because Final Battle is actually penciled in to start at a special start time, that being 4 p.m. Eastern Time. I'm assuming 3 p.m. Central. So it is a bit of a haste to get this up and ready to go before the pay-per-view actually gets going, because the pre-show is actually already underway and there is more to the card than meets the eye, as Blake Christensen and AR Fox. AR Fox is actually one of the people that currently work for AEW, brought on a few weeks ago, will face La Facción Ingobernable, Dralastico, and Rush on Ring of Honor Final Battle as we start the breakdown of the show. In my opinion, I think La Facción Ingobernable will get the victory because, as far as AEW is concerned, La Facción Ingobernable, Rush, and Andrade have been floating around the card for far, far too long, and the fact of the matter is, them giving a little bit of attention to them, I mean, it to me seems like the people that actually have the faction name or the tag team name should get the attention, and the people that are just under their names should get the, it may be a basic way to look at the winners, but I think Dralastico and Rush get the victory in this one. The boys and Dalton Castle defend the Ring of Honor World Six-Man Tag Team titles against the Embassy, the Gates of Agony, Bishop Khan, and Toaleo, and Brian Cage. Dalton Castle and the boys are the only Ring of Honor champion are the only Ring of Honor champions to still hold the gold from the end of Ring of Honor, to my knowledge. And I think that, in my opinion, this match could go either way, but I would love to see, I said it when Brian Cage fought Samoa Joe, I believe, for the Ring of Honor World Television Championship. I would love to see the Embassy get some momentum going, because they have been the cannon fodder, or they were the cannon fodder for Joe and Wardlow during that feud. So getting them some momentum and getting them some proper direction would be a good goal to have. So I would see the Embassy getting the victory against the boys in Dalton Castle. And in my opinion, this should be where they have the plan of giving those who they know are sticking around the ball and running with it, as opposed to the people that they don't know are going to be remaining with Ring of Honor after tonight, or AEW in general after tonight. Like, they need to have the plan in place, because there is a rumor going around. We will get an update tonight at Final Battle for the future of Ring of Honor as far as Ring of Honor television is concerned, because Tony Khan mentioned during the Ring of Honor media call that Ring of Honor will be pulling away from being involved in AEW product and the AEW product after Final Battle. So it is something that we've all wanted to see happen, that being AEW and Ring of Honor be separated once again, because AEW needs to be separated from Ring of Honor to allow the people within the product of Ring of Honor and AEW to be featured appropriately. More AEW, because of how big the roster is, that they need to allow talent the space to be able to be featured, which is something that has been a struggle since Ring of Honor became a featured part of the programming a few months ago. Speaking of tag teams, though, Swerve in Our Glory, Swerve Strickland and Keith Lee will go against Shane Taylor Promotions, Shane Taylor and JD Griffey. And honestly, I don't know what the expectation is, but whatever the expectation is for Swerve and Our Glory, because I'm not up to date on what's going on with Keith and Shane or Swerve Strickland, but I think Swerve and Our Glory gets the victory over Shane Taylor Promotions. Even though I think it could go either way, and I think we could see Shane Taylor Promotions getting the win to further push the wedge between Swerve and Keith Lee, I think it's going to be a more long, winding road for the end of Keith and Swerve's tag team. Clearly, because otherwise they would have went the route of having the tag team split already, if that was the route they wanted to go. So I think Swerve and Our Glory gets the dub tonight against Shane Taylor Promotions. Also tonight, Athena against the Ring of Honor World Women's Champion Mercedes Martinez, who has been on the shelf recently and is finally back ready to defend her Ring of Honor World title. And the fact of the matter is, I think it would be shocking, in my opinion, to see Mercedes Martinez lose tonight. So I think Mercedes Martinez will show not only that she is healthy, but that she is ready to go against Athena tonight, retaining the Women's Championship in what is going to be a spectacular contest between two premier athletes in the women's division. Speaking of the championship matches, AEW or Tony Khan has really drilled it home tonight, because Daniel Garcia defends the Ring of Honor Pure Championship against Wheeler Yuta in what is the end of the feud between the Blackpool Combat Club and the JAS. And I think there is every possibility that Yuta may get the victory tonight against Daniel Garcia to get back the Ring of Honor Pure Championship, because I think, again, that there is every indication that Yuta may stick around in Ring of Honor. After Final Battle, as opposed to remaining with AEW. Like, there may be a split with some AEW stars going to Ring of Honor, and I think Yuta may be one of them, sticking around with Ring of Honor after Final Battle as the Pure Champion. Speaking of sticking around with Ring of Honor after Final Battle, the end of this series happens tonight in a dog collar chain match for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team titles, as the Briscoes go against FTR for the Ring of Honor World Tag Team titles. And the fact of the matter is, it will be brutal, it will be bloody, and it will be something that you will remember as we hit the final pay-per-view of 2022. And what will not only be considered, in my opinion, in all seriousness, one of the feuds of the year in 2022, but a spectacularly brutal, hardcore match tonight on Final Battle, with the Briscoes regaining the Ring of Honor World Tag Team titles, because there is every indication that FTR will remain with AEW after Final Battle. So with that being said, I think that considering the fact that there's going to be a separation, and considering the fact that Ring of Honor is going to be its own standalone brand, they need to make the decision who will be with Ring of Honor, and just Ring of Honor, especially if Ring of Honor is going to have its own weekly television show. Ring of Honor is going to need its own roster, and if FTR is going to be featured on AEW as well, then they need to make the decision. But also, I think they owe it to the Briscoes to give them the titles back, especially if, I don't really know where the series stands, but if it's tied 1-1, let the Briscoes get the victory. because also Dax and Cash still hold the IWGP and AAA Tag Team titles, and maybe this would open the door for Cash and Dax to go for the Acclaim. So I think the Briscoes get the victory here. Samoa Joe versus Juice Robinson for the Ring of Honor World Television title is an interesting match. Considering the fact that the FTW champion, the TNT champion, I should say, is Samoa Joe, I could see Juice Robinson winning. Hell, I could see Wardlow costing Samoa Joe the Ring of Honor television title tonight. I could see that happening with Wardlow getting his feud back going with Samoa Joe. I'm going to go with it and not just say I could see it. I'm going to go with it and say Juice Robinson will become the new Ring of Honor television champion and one of the featured stars in the new ROH. I also will point out that I don't think that Ring of Honor will be featured on TNT. I don't think TNT or TBS want to be considered the wrestling program, but I do know Discovery wants wrestling. I do know Discovery wants things that they can market as sports, and that's what they're doing with AEW, and Ring of Honor was always more of a sports-related wrestling promotion than other promotions. So I could see a perfect fit there, but I think maybe with Discovery being the parent company, Turner, with the Discovery merger, I could see they have other channels that Ring of Honor could end up on, but I do think that Ring of Honor will be a part of the same family television-wise as AEW is. But that's just me. I think Ring of Honor will end up with a weekly television show, and it will be announced tonight at Final Battle. We also have the pre-show to get to because there are some pre-show matches still open. But that does leave the Ring of Honor World title match to go. Claudio Castagnoli against Chris Jericho. If Claudio loses, he will have to join the Jericho Appreciation Society. And yes, this does address the idea that if anything, that would lead to Wheeler Yuta finding his way to Ring of Honor and Claudio joining the JAS. But the fact of the matter is, I've said this before, that the JAS have a shit ton of momentum and could afford a loss, especially Chris Jericho, because I've said it in previous news videos that Jericho has yet to defend his title at a Ring of Honor branded event, as he won the title on Dynamite and not at a Ring of Honor event. So this is his first time defending it on a Ring of Honor event. And it would be the perfect time for somebody with roots in Ring of Honor to defeat Jericho and bring the title home to ROH. And a great way to end Final Battle, sending the fans home happy, seeing Claudio Castagnoli regain the Ring of Honor World's Championship. And that is the way I'm going. Just to make it a little bit clear, to go through it, once again, La Facción del Ingobernable is my choice for the opening match. The Embassy against the boys. The Embassy get the victory, in my opinion. FTR will lose to the Briscoes. Swerve in Our Glory, Juice Robinson, Mercedes Martinez, Wheeler Yuta, Claudio Castagnoli. So I do think we will see new champions crowned at Final Battle. But also, we have the pre-show going on right now with the Kingdom against Top Flight, which is going to be a banger of a contest. And I do wish that it was featured on the actual program. But it's good to see Matt Taven and Mike Bennett back in the Ring of Honor banner. Willow Nightingale and Trish Adora, another pre-show match, and the JAS Angelo Parker and Matt Menard against the Shinobi Shadow Squad, Cheeseburger and Eli Ism as the pre-show matches. I think I think JAS get the victory. The Kingdom and Willow Nightingale are likely the pre-show victories. But the big thing to take away from these predictions, Juice Robinson, the new television champion. After tonight, Wheeler Yuta will win back the Pure title, and Claudio Castagnoli will win back the Ring of Honor World Championship, and will not have to join the JAS because it's about time the BCC gets something as far as momentum is concerned and get a final dub over the JAS because the JAS have gotten enough momentum where a loss tonight will not kill them, but a loss to the JAS tonight will do more harm than good to Wheeler and Claudio. So that's why I think those two specifically will win. Juice Robinson is an up in the air thing, but I think Juice Robinson we could also see a new Ring of Honor World Television Champion, and to add to that, I think all the titles will change hands outside of the Women's Championship. So it's going to be a crazy night to end the calendar for Ring of Honor. What has been a crazy year for Ring of Honor, but 2023 has all the makings to be a rebuilding year for the brand that doesn't want to disappear. And there is no better way to end the calendar year for Ring of Honor than Final Battle 2022 special start time, 4 o'clock Eastern time. And I also just want to point out that I also just want to point out that NXT Deadline will be a side prediction video later tonight, so stay tuned for that. But I hope you enjoy Ring of Honor Final Battle. Start time 4 p.m. Eastern Time, 3 p.m. 3 p.m. Eastern Time was when the 0 hour began, so the pre-show was already underway as I'm making these predictions. But the pay-per-view starts within the hour, so I do hope you enjoy Final Battle as 2022's wrestling calendar year comes to a close. With that being said, let me know what you think of the show in the comment section below, and I hope you enjoy. See you soon.